How you guys doing? Can you guys put something in the comments? Put like a one in the comments or something if you could hear me. Or just say something. Maybe say where you guys are from. I just want to make sure that my audio is working. You should be able to see the Facebook reporting black screen and then a picture of me. No? Can you guys hear me now? Just checking my mic. If you guys could say something in the comments, just put a one or say where you're from. Okay. Looks like it's working now. It came on my phone. So you guys should be able to hear me. Let's do this. Let's just make sure because I want to. I heard it myself, but I'm just gonna go ahead and comment. I'm gonna say California. I'm from California. I'm gonna put that in the comments. Why don't you guys comment where you are from while other people are coming in? We're gonna talk about Facebook reporting. I don't want to get too in depth today, but I do want to go over the essentials, the things that I think you guys need to know for understanding your ad campaigns, what it is you should be looking at. Um, as oh, actually, you can't see the title yet. So let me go ahead and get rid of this black screen. Cool. I refreshed the comments, and it looked like you guys could hear me. So good. We're good to go. Let me get rid of this black screen, and then all right, cool. You guys should be able to see my screen now that says Facebook reporting. It says know what you're looking at, what you're looking for, and what you should be looking at, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to talk about like what's CPM. We are going to talk about some definitions, some terms, but we're not going to get into all the crazy numbers, the crazy analytics and terminology or anything like that. This is just, what's this? How can I use reporting in my e-commerce business, in its simplest form to help me run my campaigns, to make my campaigns either successful or more successful. And so, I've titled this Facebook reporting, know what you're looking at, what you're looking for, and how you should be looking at it. And those are actually the three different topics that we're going to cover today. Is one, know what you're looking at, right? What does some of this stuff mean? We're going to look at some terminologies and definitions. And then we're going to talk about what you're looking for. Like, what are the numbers you're looking for? What should I be seeing? What type of numbers should I be seeing in reporting? And when I'm looking at my Facebook ads campaigns, what should I be seeing? What does a good campaign look like? What does a bad campaign look like? So what are you going to be looking for? And then how you should be looking at it. And so I'm going to show you how to set up some reporting presets in your ads manager so that you could have, just with a few clicks, you could quickly see the different metrics that you need to see depending on what type of campaign you're running. Sound good, you guys? Everything sound good to you guys? I'm gonna go ahead and refresh these comments. I want to see here that this is exciting to some of you. As I said yesterday on the video yesterday, the live feed yesterday, was that I like numbers. I like digging in and doing research and that type of stuff. And if you really want to be successful at this, you have to understand it to some degree. You could pay somebody else to do it at some point, but that's not what this group is about. This group is about figuring out ourselves, right? That's what this 90-day challenge, this e-com challenge is about getting in and doing it ourselves. So, this is the stuff that you need to know, the basic stuff, at least, or rather not basic. This isn't really basic. I would say that this is probably intermediate. This is, after you've already got your first ads done, after you've already picked your products and put them on your store and got all of that done. Now you got your ads running and now you just want to make sense of your ads, right? That's kind of like the second step. So I'd call that kind of intermediate. You're not making a lot of money, but you guys are getting your sales, or at least trying to get sales, or at least running your ads. And so, you know, this isn't basic at all, but these are the essentials. These are the elementaries of Facebook reporting. We can go way beyond what I'm going to show you today. So, you guys does it sound good to you guys? Cool. We got people all over from this group. That's what I like about it. That's what I love about the internet and Facebook is that we have, such a connection um, with each other that we can. People say that the internet breaks up relationships, but it actually creates relationships. So awesome to see so many people from all over the place. I wanted to, before actually jumping in, I was waiting to see if more people would come in, but it's already 2:08. So let's just go ahead and jump into the next slide. So we're talking about Facebook reporting. The first thing I said we're going to look at is to know what you're looking for. And so let's talk about some of these definitions. What are some of the terms that we need to know? As I said a minute ago, I'm not going to go really in depth into all of the terms. However, if you want to learn more about them, which I recommend that you should be wanting to learn all about Facebook ads. Here's a link right here. If you don't want to type out that link, I don't know how maybe I'll put this in the comments right now. I'm going to open it up for you, but then I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it in the comments so you guys have it. And you guys can go here and learn all about the various terms within Facebook ads. It's a glossary of ad terms, right? How many guys think the ad terms, feel comfortable with, like, what CTR is and what the difference between a link click and a click is? You guys familiar with that, or does this seem like it's gonna be helpful for some of you? If it seems like it's going to be helpful for you guys, then what I recommend you doing is definitely coming and looking at these glossaries of terms, because this is going to be way beyond. This is going to put your knowledge way beyond what we could put in an hour or two here in this 1 hour live webinar. Okay, so we're only going to go over a few of these. We're not going to go over this entire list. As I said, this is just for you and your knowledge. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump to the next slide. Sorry guys, got a baby in the background. They're getting ready to go out the door right now. So I'm working from home today. That's the luxury of an internet business, luxury of a e-commerce business. I have a huge facility, a 9,000 square foot warehouse, but I work from home. I'm sitting on my kitchen table and looking at my baby right now. So awesome stuff. This is what you guys. I'm sure this is why you guys joined the group, so that you want that. You want, whether you have it or not already. It's a nice life to be able to live on the internet. But there was a slight interruption. So next slide. This is what I want to talk about. These are the definitions, or the first definition that I want to talk about today. What you are looking at. Definitions and terms. I guess same title. The difference between link clicks and clicks. So there's clicks all and link clicks, right? And so we want you to know the difference between these two, because when you're looking at your reporting, somebody might say, well, what's your click-through rate for your link clicks, right? And we're going to talk about what click-through rate is in a minute. But somebody might say, what's your click-through rate for your clicks? And you want to know which one you're talking about, because if you don't know, you could be way off, right? Your link clicks could cost double what your clicks cost, right? And if you run into that situation where your link clicks are costing double your click cost, but you're telling somebody, the wrong cost, and you're trying to get some help, well, you're not going to get the right help, and you're really not going to understand the reporting and the metrics yourself. So, link clicks and clicks, there's a big difference in those, and I'm going to show you guys what all of this is within the reporting. But I want you to understand that there is a difference right now. I'm going to go over the technical stuff in the slides, and then we're going to go to the reporting section in Business Manager, and we're actually going to look at this stuff in action. So right now I'm just trying to pour the information into your head, and then we're going to follow it back up with like some live in action stuff. So don't get overwhelmed if you're like, I'm already confused. What the heck is a click? Or they kind of make sense, but I understand how they cannot make sense, because some of this stuff didn't make sense to me when I first got started. So you know, as I said, I'm going to show you the technical stuff, and then through PowerPoints, and then I'm actually going to show you to how it's how it plays out. So just follow through and try to remember this stuff, and understand that you can watch through these videos as many times as you want. So difference between link clicks and clicks all. Clicks all is going to include things like a like, a share, a comment, a click on an image, a click to the page. There's several different, a lot of different clicks depending on what type of post you have that can be included in the clicks all. I have a feeling I'm going to get tongue-tied a few times here in this webinar. If you want to hear a good one, go watch the webinar from yesterday. But all types of clicks on the post can be included in the clicks all. Link clicks are just what they sound like. Link clicks. You're just clicking on a link, right? So two completely different metrics, and you can see why the link clicks could cost so much more, because you might get one link click for every 5 clicks, right? For every you might get 2 likes, 2 comments, and a share, and then a link click, right? So by the time you spend 50 cents, you're going to get a link click versus 10 cents per click or something like that, right? So you have to know the difference between clicks and link clicks, okay? And then let's see. Clicks all will always be more, so you'll always have more, not cost more, you'll always have more clicks all, but how much more depends on the campaign objective. So as I said, you might get 5 post reactions and to 1 link click. We don't know that ratio. That ratio depends on the campaign objective. A page post engagement campaign will get a lot more link clicks, will get a lot more clicks all than it will link clicks, because your objective for your campaign is saying, Facebook, I just want engagement, right? I just want people that are click happy, right? So it's just going for all types of clicks versus a conversion ad. Facebook's not going to optimize for people that are give you, thumbs ups. For a conversion ad, they're going to optimize for people who are going to click the link. So the page post engagement campaigns, you're going to get a lot more clicks all than you will link clicks. Versus the conversion ads, you're going to get a lot closer ratio typically. You might get a 1-to-1. Sometimes you'll get more link clicks. Well, I guess you can't get more link clicks, but you'll have almost 100% link clicks. You'll have more. You can have more link clicks than reactions. So sometimes when I'm saying you have more, it's reactions. So likes, comments, and shares. You could have more link clicks than, you could have 25 link clicks to your website and not 1 reaction on your post. But you're not going to really get that on a page post engagement, because page post engagements, their whole objective is to give you engagement. Okay? So understand the difference between clicks all and link clicks. There's a huge difference, and you got to know the difference. Make sense, you guys? Does that make sense to you guys already? I didn't lose you on that one, did I? Remember, there's a whole glossary page on Facebook ads. Just search Facebook glossary ad terms, or just find the link in the comments, and there's a whole glossary where you could just study the stuff and learn it. But the best way to learn it is just to apply it, just to jump in and do it and figure out what it means by clicking around. Okay, so next definition after clicks would be the click-through rate. And this is the next important one. Remember, there's, what was there, 100 definitions on that page? We're only going to go over 2 or 3 of them. I don't remember how many to go over. We're just looking at the most important. And the most important are your clicks and your click-through rate. All right? Click-through rate. There's the click-through rate all. And then there's the link click-through rate. Just like there's the clicks and the link clicks, right? They each have their own rate. Well, what does that even mean? The click-through rate is the percentage of times, and I just stole this right from the Facebook glossary page, the percentage of times people saw your ad and performed a click. So you don't need to know what that percentage is. You don't need to know what those numbers are involved in, but it's the percentage of times people saw your ad and performed a click, right? That's simple, right? So there's a click-through rate all, and there's a click-through rate link, which I'm going to show you in a second. The click-through rate all, I'm going to give you some numbers that you want to be looking for. Now, this is just, these are real general numbers. These are going to be your baseline numbers. The numbers I'm going to give you on this webinar, you guys, These are all kind of just baseline numbers. These numbers are your starting point. And the numbers that I'm giving you are the numbers that you're typically going to find on campaigns that are impulse purchase level campaigns. So the price point, the type of product, they're the products that we typically are talking about, in a lot of the trainings. There are times where you can have products that are, maybe you're selling something for $200, or you're selling, you can sell more expensive things, and these are less impulsive type purchases, and because of that, these numbers are going to be way different. A lot of numbers are going to be a lot different, and so these numbers that I'm going to be giving you on this webinar that you're going to be looking for are going to be for just the impulse type purchases. And so use it as a baseline, because it could even fluctuate a little bit based on the product that you're selling or the industry that you're in, the niche that you're in. So click-through rate all, the percentage of times, I guess this is click-through rate period, is the percentage of times people saw your ad and performed a click. Okay, and then for page post engagement, you want a 4% or above for your click-through rate. 4% is kind of low for a page post engagement. If you're getting like a 3 on a page post engagement, typically your campaign's not going to work too well. Again, I'm just stressing typically and baseline. These are baseline numbers. You could have some campaigns out there. Don't try to call me on this and say I have a campaign that's getting a click-through rate of 2.4 on a page post engagement and it's making me money. That's not my point. My point is this is typical. This is a baseline. This is standard, and a huge percentage of campaigns, these are the numbers that you want to be paying attention to. Okay, so you want to have above a 4% for your page post engagements, for your click all, and you want to have above a 2% for your conversion ads. And these are your objectives for your campaigns. And Chris has talked about this in his ads before. He's talked about it a lot of times. He's talked about you have your page post engagements, which are your ads that are PPE ads, and then you have your ads that are conversion ads that you're optimizing for conversions, right? Yeah, I know, Bobby. I know that right now you said it's confusing, and that's what I want to stress to you guys, that this is just stuff. I want you guys to just remember this information. I'm just layering it on. I'm going to layer this information on in a way that hopefully by the end you'll get it. Okay, so right now I'm just throwing this information out to you because if you've never been familiar with it, at least now you're familiar with it in the beginning of this webinar. You might not have any clue what I mean still, but you at least now you're familiar with the term. Maybe you've never heard click-through rate, and now you hear it. Now you understand it. Or maybe not understand it, but at least you've heard it, right? And then in a few minutes, I'm going to show you other things about click-through rate, and then you'll understand another layer of knowledge on top of now you've been introduced. Now you understand another layer of it, and then in the end, I'm going to show you guys actually how to do some of this stuff or look at it inside of an ads manager. So I'm going to layer this training so that hopefully you can get it piece by piece. Right now, just understand these basic principles, and that you could come back to this at any point and learn it. Okay, so 4% or above is what you want to look for in a click-through rate for click-through rate all, and for your conversion ads that was for your PPE, page post engagement, and for your conversion ads you want above a 2%. And the reason why is because page post engagements are going to be optimized. They're optimized. That's what it is. It's a page post engagement. It's optimized to get engagement. So Facebook is going to have a higher click. Now those clicks aren't going to be link clicks. They're going to be likes, comments, shares, and other stuff. Versus if you're going for a conversion ad, Facebook's going to be optimizing for link clicks only. So that's only one type of click. It's just going straight to the page, and so you're going to get a lower click-through rate, but it's going to be typically more of the clicks that you want because you're getting link clicks. Okay. So, you guys will see what that means in a little bit. Just, again, I'm layering this information on for you. So that's click-through rate. So we understand the difference between the two different types of clicks, the link click and a click all. And now we understand what the click-through rate for the clicks all is. So now let's look at what the click-through rate for the link clicks is and how to understand that a little bit. So it's basically the same thing, but for link clicks. It's the percentage of times people saw your ad and performed a link click, right? So instead of a click, they're performing a link click. Makes sense, right? So it's the click-through rate, how many times people are seeing your ad and then clicking. And so you want for your click-through rate on your link clicks, you want to have above a 1.5. And it doesn't matter if that's a PPE ad or a conversion ad. It doesn't matter. We're just caring about the amount of clicks that you're getting. So you want it about a 1.5 or above. Okay. So again, on your clicks all, we cared there was a difference between the types of campaign because one of them was its objective was to get a lot more engagement. But we only care, when we're looking at the link clicks, we only care about the links within this campaign and the links within this campaign. So that's why we have a standard 1.5%. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Don't worry about it. For some of you, it does make sense. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit in understanding why there's only one number here versus two. Okay, but regardless, doesn't matter. For your link click-through rate, the only thing you care about is that you want a 1.5 or above. Okay, and again, this is baseline. This is standard. If you're making money with lower, good for you. Okay, this is a standard. All of this that I'm going to go over, this is just for you to understand your ads, understand what's going on in your campaigns, and how to make them better in the beginning. If you're just getting started and you're just learning and you don't know what to look for, this is the information that you're going to be looking for. This is the standard baseline information that you're looking for, and what you need to understand. And then add to, once you get into your own niche, start selling your own products and really are able to dial in to that niche, those numbers might fluctuate from these baselines a little bit. Okay, so we went over the difference between the two different types of clicks and the two different types of click-through rates. The definitions or the definitions of these terms, and then kind of some numbers of what we'll be looking for when looking at those numbers. Again, we're actually going to go do this in a minute, so it'll make a little bit more sense. Making sense to you guys? You guys liking this? Looks like you guys are, some of you are saying you get it's a little confusing, but you're getting it. Some of you will get it, and the other ones are getting it. You guys will get it. I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff at one point. I was talking to a person, just yesterday, asking me about building a website, and they had this great idea for this website according to them, and asking me how, what they should do. And I said, well, build a website. I mean, what else can I tell you? Just do it. Build the website, right? And he's like, yeah, well, that's easy because you've been doing it, or you know how to do it. And I was like, well, yeah, but I didn't at one time. When I started, I didn't know how to do it. I learned to build websites by building websites. I learned to understand this reporting by jumping in there and looking at the reporting. So, these webinars, these trainings, they could save you a lot of hassle. They could give you a lot of, save you a lot of time in understanding what it is that you're supposed to be looking for, which is, my intent here. But you still have to get in and figure it out yourself. That's the best way to learn. So what are you looking at? Definitions and terms, still the same thing, definitions and terms. But now instead of clicks and link clicks, we're talking about conversions. Okay, so conversions can sometimes, when you find people like me that are very general with terms, sometimes I can use conversions synonymously with purchase. But conversions can be a lot of different things. Conversions can be the three that we have here: view content, add cart, purchase. It could be initiate checkout. It could be get a lead. It can be visited a page, right? It could be a lot of different things, whatever it is that you're trying to get to convert, get the customer to convert on. So, the three that we look at and the three that we care about and that we're paying attention to are view content, add to cart, and purchase. Now, I don't know if this is a little bit different than what Chris has talked about. If he talks about a different method or if he adds in like initiates checkouts or page views or something like that, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying that this is what we do. This is what we see as the essential in my campaigns that I run. There's no absolute way to do this. That's why I stress typically and baseline and a lot of stuff that I say, because this is really about knowing what are the basics, what are the essentials, and then kind of figuring it out from there. So what we pay attention to are in our conversions, again, are view content, add to carts, and purchase. View content is going to be content on the web page. In this case, we're talking about Shopify. We're talking about Shopify stores. So the content is going to be products, right? So you can have page views, which is all the pages on your Shopify store, or you can have view content, which is going to be a type of product. So we care about products. We care about view contents. So the content is the product. So you could have a view content conversion, which means that somebody viewed a product, right? Also, you could have an add to cart conversion. Add to cart conversion is going to be when they uh, add the product to cart, obviously, and it's you have that as your conversion, right? You're marking that. Well, I guess you don't have to mark it, but that's what you're looking at in reporting is the add to carts. People are adding to cart. So I was looking at somebody's or talking to somebody recently about their their ads manager, and for some reason it says add to basket. And I don't know if it's just a location thing, but I do want to make sure that if it is a location thing, I think they're in Australia. Um, if you see add to basket other than add to cart, or if that's what it says on yours, then I guess that's what it means. I don't know. For me, it says add to cart though, and that's what we're looking for. Um, and then there is purchase conversions, and those are ultimately that's what you want. You want people to purchase. You want people to buy from you, right? You want people to come to your store and not view content, or not only view content, and not only add to cart, but to purchase, to make that end purchase, right? You want the money, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be having your store. Okay. So now here's the thing to understand about these conversions. Everybody that purchased by adding to cart, and everybody that added to cart did that by viewing the content. So there's a flow here, right? There's a flow here. There's a flow where people are going to be visiting a web page with your product. When they visit that web page of your product, they're going to be interested in it and they're going to add it to their cart. And then when they add it to their cart, they're going to go to checkout, initiate checkout, and a few other things, and then they're going to purchase, and then that's ultimately your goal for them to purchase, right? Somebody said, is add to cart conversion equal purchase? No, add to cart is when they press the add to cart button on the product page. So when they have your product page open, they can click add to cart and it takes them to the cart page. That's add to cart. And then purchase is when they actually complete payment and they make it to the thank you page. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? View content, add to cart, purchase. For these ones, I don't really give you percentages on because, well, there isn't percentage on, but I don't give you numbers on these ones so much because this really depends on the product. Yeah, somebody says Chris suggests using view content conversions until you get 100 pixel fires before moving on to the next level, then get 100 pixel fires and then move to purchase. Okay, cool. So Chris does talk about these same three. So that's just confirmation that this is what you should be doing if we're both talking about the same thing without previously talking about it. So here's the thing. That's exactly what you want to be doing when you're making your campaigns, is optimizing for view content and then moving to add to carts and then moving to purchase. Once you get a certain amount of each one of these. However, you can't know that unless you know how to look at any of this in reporting, right? So it's important to understand the difference between all of these and to know where to look at it at, right? So hopefully that's what we go over in this webinar. I'm not going to show you the flow of how to work your campaigns. That's not what this is about. This is just about understanding the terms, the definitions, and then seeing how to set it up and look at it and what you should be looking for. So conversions, you guys got that? You guys got the difference between what the conversions are, view content, add to cart, and purchase? It sounds like it if Chris has already talked about it. So now let's talk a little bit about figuring out numbers. The margins make the difference in the products. Okay, so if you have products with wider margins, it'll allow you to spend more. And if you have, so if you have a product that is a necklace, if you have a necklace that you're buying from AliExpress for like, say $2, and you're selling it on your store, maybe you're doing a free plus shipping on it for $5.99 or something like that. So $6. So you got $4 margins. You could spend $4 and not get any sale, and or maybe you could spend $3 and not get any sales or get a sale, and that will make you $1. versus if you have a product that is, you're buying for $5 and you're selling it for 10, you got $5 margins. Now you're making $2. So you're making twice as much money. With the only difference is the price of the product. Everything converting the same. The only difference is the price of the product, or your margins of the product, right? So, the margins is really what matters. If you have wider margins, it'll allow you to spend more, right? If you have a product that you're buying for $100 now and you're selling for $200, right? Well, now you could spend up to like $80 maybe. I don't know how much you'd want to spend. Probably I would only want to spend up to like $50 to get a conversion. That way it would leave me at $50 profit. But you see, you have more leeway with wider margins, right? So if you get a $4 conversion on a necklace, and you could get a $4 conversion on a $100 item or a $200 item, you're gonna make a lot more money on the more expensive item. But it doesn't always work out that the conversions are going to be the same. So what I like to look for, this is my rule, is that I typically will stop my ads after spending 2 times my profit margins and not getting any sales. So I don't look for, am I getting a $3 conversion, or am I getting a $10 conversion, or am I getting a $15 conversion? When I'm looking at purchases, I'm talking about purchases right now. I'm looking at spending 2 times my profit margin, and if I don't have any sales, if I have no purchases, so I'm talking about my conversions, purchase conversions. If I have no purchase conversions after 2 times my profit margins, then I'm going to pretty much stop my ad. Okay? So if I'm buying a product for $5 and I'm selling it for $10, my profit margin is $5. So 2 times my profit margin would be $10. So if I spend $10 and don't get any sales, I'm turning off my campaign, right? Now, what you might have already asked is, well, why would you spend 2 times your profit margin? If you're only making $5, why would you even spend $10? Well, because I want to allow myself time to test, right? I want to do some testing. Sometimes you don't just have a hit right from the very beginning, right? Sometimes you don't just get conversions at $2, right away, and they just keep rolling in. Sometimes you got to tweak some things and finesse them a little bit. However, if you spend 2 times your profit margin and you're not getting any sales, okay, there's something wrong with that particular ad set, right? You might want to check out some of your other ad sets or other campaigns, or move on to a new product. But if you're spending 2 times your profit margins, you typically can't fix that. Okay, so you're just going to be wasting money. Now, if you're getting sales, then that's a different story. We're just talking about when to turn off your ads at this point. Okay, so the wider the margins, the more you could spend, but the margins ultimately make the difference on what your view contents, add to carts, and purchases should be costing. I don't really pay attention to the cost of these too much, but I will show you guys some numbers on them. What I typically pay attention to is my link costs, or excuse me, my click costs and my purchase costs. But I'm going to show you guys all of my things just so you could understand a little bit. Remember, I just want you to understand the first layer of this stuff right now. We're going to go ahead and look at it in reporting in a minute. Some of you guys weren't here from the very beginning, so I'm just giving you these definitions and these terms, and kind of giving you some things to look at to understand, and then we're going to actually go into reporting and figure it out and actually see it. Okay, so with conversions, with clicks, we could have some hard numbers. With conversions, it's more about 2 times your profit margins, because your profit margins really determines how much you could spend. Okay? So, step 1. This is how you're going to go through your campaigns. This is when you're looking at your reporting and you're looking at your ads, you're going to kind of have this flow to all of your campaigns. You're going to do this every single time. This is what I do every single time. So, this is definitely repeatable. Michelle asked, when you say you shut off your ad at 2 times the profit margin, is that after the ad is optimized by 3 or 4 days? No, that is allowing for the optimization for 3 or 4 days. So if I'm selling a product for, if I have a $5 profit margin, I might run that ad for, 2 days or something like that. You should be getting sales for within a couple days. You should be able to get a sale. If you have the money to run it, 3, 4, 5, 6 days and hope for a sale, go ahead. The more data you have, then the more information you have to make decisions. I just prefer not to because I've never had to do that. I've never had to spend a lot of money, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can just run it a couple days, and if you spent 2 times your profit margin, typically you can't fix it. Okay, there's almost no way to fix it. So if you got a $5 a day ad set for a product that you have a $5 margin on, then after 2 days you should be able to turn it off. So you shouldn't be going 3 or 4 or 5 days. So I hope that helps, Michelle. Either way, this is a baseline. You're going to have to make that decision for your own business. If you're getting sales, tweak it a little bit more. Okay, but let's go back to this flow. So this is step 1. I want to run through these steps of how I look at my campaigns. I just started my ads now. Now I have a product on my store. Yesterday we talked about how to build your store information or build up the information about your product, how to learn about your product and market it a little bit more. So now imagine we've done that. Imagine that we've got some ads up and we've put some content on our store, and now we just want to run some more ads and figure out more about what numbers mean what, and what should I be doing with this campaign. Okay, well, step 1 is going to be you're going to watch for your cost per click. You're going to watch your cost per click and your click-through rate. Remember, we talked up here about your different types of clicks, right? We have link clicks and clicks all, right? Well, those numbers, how many clicks you have and how many link clicks you have, those numbers are, they also have costs associated with them. When you look in your reporting, you're going to see you have, maybe 5 clicks, and those clicks cost you 10 cents a piece, right? You spent 50 cents and you got 5 clicks and they cost you 10 cents a piece, right? So you have a cost associated with your click. Well, for clicks all, you want between a typically standard. Now you could do way better than this. You could sometimes get, well, you can't get way better than that really, actually. It's hard to get below a penny for a click, but I have seen it done. So penny clicks or 15-cent clicks is typically what you'll find for a successful campaign. A successful e-commerce campaign, you're typically going to find between a penny and 15 cents is what your clicks are going to cost. So that's what you're looking for. If your clicks are costing you $1, turn that campaign off. Okay? If your clicks are costing you $1, I don't let my campaigns run longer than a day. I don't even go by my 2 times the profit margin rule. If it's costing me, if I spent $2 to get 2 clicks, I'm turning off that campaign. I'm like, this is a waste. I wasted my time. I'm mad at myself for wasting the time on making the ad. Right? I'm stressing that to you guys. You need to have lower numbers, okay? Your click shouldn't be costing you $1, right? Unless you got some crazy high conversion rate on your store. But if you're that good at getting some crazy high conversion rate on your store, then you should be better at getting better clicks, right? Okay, so these clicks, your clicks all should be somewhere between a penny and 15 cents, something like that. Can be a little bit more, can be more, can be 30 cents for clicks all. Remember, these are not link clicks. You have to know the difference. It can be more. Can have a successful campaign with more, but this is kind of what you want to go for. Okay? Make some of you guys feel a little bit better. Let's go to 20 cents. Okay? Link clicks, you typically want between 8 cents and 30 cents. I'll go up to 40 cents on this one for you guys, make you guys feel good. Okay? Again, these are baseline numbers, and I by changing those numbers so quickly like that live on this webinar, you guys, that lets you know these are baseline numbers. Just giving you something to start off with, just so that you understand you should not be paying $3 for a link click, okay? Now, I'm guilty of it. I've done it. I don't even know. The ads manager I'm going to show you, it's a demo account, so I don't know what's in there, but we might find some that are that high, right? I don't remember what I run in that account. But you do want to stop your campaigns. If you're not getting somewhere close to this, you want to turn off your campaigns. Okay? You don't want to be spending too much money. So you're going to watch your cost per click. I don't know why I have click-through rate on there. Clean it up just in case I give you guys these slides. So step 1 is to watch your cost per clicks. Make sure they're in the range that you want that should be making you some money, right? If you're spending $1 a click and your conversion rate on your store is is like a 2%. That means uh, you need to have 50 people on your store to get a conversion. So if you're paying $1 link click, and it takes 50 people to get to your store to get a conversion, that means that you're spending $50 to get a conversion. Right? That's insane. You don't want dollar clicks. That's why the 40-cent clicks, like that's even crazy, right? Unless you got a really good conversion rate. So these are kind of baseline. That's where you want to start. Definitely don't want to go too much higher than that. You're doing good if you go lower. Make sense, you guys? Step one, make sure you got some good clicks, right? Okay, step two is to now start watching your add to carts. Now, I gave you this number here. I told you guys when I was going over the outline just a few slides ago that I don't typically look at my add to carts. Sometimes I do, but I'm not hard about them. But I just wanted to show you this because I wanted in the price range of products that myself and others, Chris and everybody's been doing these webinars. We have this price range of products that's like under a $40 item that you're going for this impulse purchase on. And with that typical product, this is kind of that number that you're looking for, the numbers you're looking for. But there's a huge range, 30 cents to $3. There's a big difference between the two when you're looking at an action. And so, for a free plus shipping offer, you might see something like 30 cents per add to cart, right? And then every 5 add to carts might get a purchase, so $1.50 per purchase on a free plus shipping offer, something like that, right? Versus something where you're selling an item that cost you $15, you're buying it for $30, and every 3 add to carts is a conversion. So it'd be $3 an add to cart, which means you get $9 a conversion, which means you're making $6 profit, right? The numbers work. It just really depends on what type of product you're selling, the margins of your product. That's why I said back here, what I pay attention to is the clicks and then the profit, or the profit spend, or the spend of the profit, I guess. I don't know what I'd call that. Spending jumped ahead. So step one was to look at your clicks, your click costs, make sure you're not spending too much there. Once you start getting some add to carts, right? So following Chris's method of, doing the same thing where you're paying attention to getting, first you get a bunch of view contents, then you get a bunch of add to carts and switch your the conversions that you're going for. Well, while you're doing that process, you're paying attention to your clicks in the very beginning, and then you're also then you're going to start paying attention to your add to cart costs once you start getting add to carts, right? And then once you start getting purchases and conversions, you're going to start wanting to pay attention to this. You want to make sure that you're within 2 times your profit margins in your conversions, on your purchase conversions. Okay, is that making sense to you guys? Make sense, you guys? Yeah, see, somebody said that they got a cost of conversion. Looks like you said you got it down to $3.34. $38 purchase, and now down to, you have a higher profit margin, and you have conversions at $3.34. Yep, that's great. That's one of the cool things about Facebook and traffic. It's one of the interesting things about traffic is that getting somebody to buy $100 item and getting somebody to buy a $3 item, depending on your targeting and how specific your targeting is, you could really make a lot of money from the higher end items. You just got to be a lot better at the marketing because you're not really going for impulse purchases. But again, for items under $40, these are the numbers you're going to typically find. For items over $40, it's going to cost. It might start costing you a lot more, or a little bit more, anyways. Okay. So step one is to watch your cost per clicks. Step two, well, I guess, I had the click-through rate in there. I'm going to put it back in there. And CTR, because we talked about the CTR back here, right? So you're going to watch your cost per clicks, but you're also going to make sure that your click-through rates are within the boundaries of these. If it's a page post engagement, you want above a 4%. If it's a conversion campaign, then you want above a 2%, right? So you're going to pay attention to those. That's step one. And then pay attention to your cost. And then step two, you're going to pay attention to your add to cart to make sure they're not costing you too much, right? And then step three, you're going to make sure that you're not spending 2 times your profit margins, right? Then you want a quarter of your profit margin, right? If your margin is $10, right? You're buying the product for 10, you're selling it for 20, so now you got $10 profit that you can make. You want a conversion like $2. You want a conversion at 50 cents if you can, right? That'll give you $9.50 profit, right? It's awesome, right? If you can, but you typically can't do that. Okay, so the better the more money you make, the better. However, we're talking about testing and just getting things figured out in the beginning. You don't want to spend more than your profit margin. Okay, so far what we've talked about is the different types of clicks, the different types of click-through rates, the steps in looking at your ads, starting with clicks. Starting with clicks, add to carts, and purchases. Oh, we also looked at conversions, the different types of conversions. Now let's look at some more things that you're looking for in your reporting. So notice the difference on this one. This one says, what are you looking for? What you are looking for, figuring out the numbers. That's what we're looking at before. We're trying to figure out some numbers. But now you can figure out, like, who's your audience? You can figure out, like, should I, are my conversions costing me $10 because Facebook's showing it to the wrong people? And you can be like, well, what do you mean showing it to the wrong people? I'm targeting people. Well, no, there's some stuff in there that you really might not know without looking at some of the breakdown within reporting. So there's a tab that we're going to look at when we go into our reporting that allows you to look at the different breakdowns. There's a lot of information that you can look at, but the ones that we care about, there's, I guess, 6 of them that I have here that we care about. There's age, gender, platform, device, country, and region. Now, you might not look at all of these, but depending on my type of campaign and what I'm doing, I'm going to look at least some of these. Okay, so if I'm going after all males, I don't really care about gender because, well, I already know that my ads are being shown to all males, right? Or if I'm just targeting iPhone, I don't need to look at device, right? Or if I'm just targeting United States, I don't need to look at country. However, if I'm going after male and female and I don't know which one's buying from me, well, I'm going to want to look at the gender, right? Or if I have my age range from 18 to 65 and older, and I don't know who's buying for me, well, I want to pay attention to the age range, right? Same thing with platform, device, country, region. And I think these are the only ones that I look at. Might see more when we actually get in there. Okay, guys, make sense? As I said, this is more of the technical stuff. These are the essentials. So it's essential that if you want to be successful at this, you have to be able to know some of these numbers. You have to be able to know some of this. You have to know this information. You will know this. There's no way out of it. You will know this stuff, right? You cannot, if you want to do this e-commerce stuff, you will know this. You will know this stuff. Okay. So let's go. Okay, next slide. To be aware of, one thing before we start looking at some of this stuff, we need to be aware that, actually, that's why I have this right here, the breakdown. That's why we look at the breakdown, is because Facebook could only be showing to a certain segment within our overall audience. So if I am targeting ages 18 to 65, and my conversion cost is coming in at like, I don't know, well, let's say click cost. My click costs are coming in, my link clicks are costing me 20 cents. When I'm looking at my reporting, my link clicks are costing me 20 cents. Going for ages, I'm targeting ages 18 to 65, my link clicks are costing me 20 cents. Right? Now, what I want to know is, because based on up here, that's somewhere in the middle, I guess. I raised it a little bit for you guys. What I want to know is should I, or who within that age range, that 18 to 65, is giving me the best clicks so that I can get it closer to the 8 cents, right? And so what I'm going to use is the breakdown and reporting to find out that, maybe Facebook is showing, has spent out of my $5 a day, maybe it spent $4 showing it to the ages 35 to 44, right? But there's some really good clicks between ages 25 to 34 or something like that, right? Those are you guys that have been, looking at your reporting, know what I'm talking about. And the only way to understand who to go after, or who is your audience, is it the 18 to 25, or is it the 65 and above, or is it someone in the middle? The only way to really know is to go into your breakdown and look at the ages. And so we're going to look at that here in a little bit. Okay, but what you need to be aware of is that Facebook will only show to a certain segment, because you're telling Facebook to optimize, right? You're telling Facebook, I want to target 18 to 65 and older, but Facebook, you're optimizing this, and you're going to get me the best conversions, or the best clicks, or the best add to cart. You're going to get me the best cost. So Facebook, you do your thing. Facebook does its thing, and Facebook is only showing it to people ages 35 to 45, and so you're like, okay, my cost is 20 cents per click, but what you didn't realize, it's only that price for that age range, because that's where Facebook's been spending your money, right? So if that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. I don't care if that makes sense to you guys right now. I just want it to be in your head, because that's one of those things that when you're actually doing it, you're gonna be like, aha, that's what he was talking about. Makes sense now, right? So if it doesn't make sense, great. Don't worry about it. If it does make sense, even greater. It's because you've already been digging around and know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to actually make some reports here for a little bit longer, and we're going to make 4 different types of reports. And it's really easy. There's just clicking. Don't got to even do anything. Maybe typing a few characters to set these reports up. And there's 4 different reports that I set up based on what I want to see, the information that I want to see. I have primary, which is going to be my report, which is going to include all of these, my link information, my add to cart information, my purchase information, and a little bit more information. That's my primary. That's the one I'm looking at all of the time. Then I have one that's quick. It gives me a quick look at my link click information. And then I have one that gives me a quick look at my add to cart information. And I have a report that gives me a quick look at my purchase information. The reason why I like these ones separate rather than just going to my primary, when you see us set this up, or see me set this up, you're gonna be like, well, why can't you just look at all of your primary? Because I could look at these ones easily on my mobile device, on my iPhone, by setting them up separately. Okay, so those of you guys who ever tried to look at your reporting on your phone, just go to your browser and go to your ads manager and look at the desktop version of that ads manager, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll be able to see your reporting by making them a little bit smaller and combined like this. You'll see what I'm saying. Okay, I recommend using your phone to look at your reporting. I do all the time. I always have tabs open on my phone for reporting. I always have if you looked at my iPhone at any given time and you open up my browser, I might have 6 tabs open of different ads managers and different reporting tabs open. So, that's what I would recommend you do. If you plan on running an internet business that uses advertising, Facebook advertising, then I would recommend that you have some tabs open and are always looking at your reporting. Okay, so I'm showing you the 4 types of reports that I set up, and let's just go ahead and get those set up now, I guess. You guys following along? I know some of you were kind of confused on this. That was to be expected. It is to be expected. I hope that after watching this video once or twice, you'll for a second, because it just told me that I was disconnected. Okay, you're still there? Okay, great. Either you're saying yes, it makes sense, or yes, you're still connected. Either way, it should be good. It's recorded. So, before we look at the reporting real quick, I just want to real quick recap of what we looked at and what we're going to be looking at next. So we looked at the different definitions of what we should be, what's most important. We talked about the 2 different types of clicks. We care about the clicks all, which includes link clicks, but also reactions and other clicks. And then there's link clicks, which is just link clicks, right? Okay, so we have both of those that we define. You guys should understand the difference between those now. And then we talked about the different click-through rates and the different percentages that you should be looking for on your click-through rates based on the campaign objective that you have. And then we talked about conversions, what the different types of conversions are, and then the flow of your ad process of optimizing for content, carts, and then purchase. But while you're doing that, you're looking at the reporting metrics for each one of these at the same time, and you're looking at the spends for clicks, and you're looking at the spend for add to carts, and you're looking at 2 times the profit margins for your purchases when you're looking at your campaigns. And then we talked about the different breakdown that you're going to want to look over. You're going to want to look at these 6 different topics, or I guess segments, or I don't know what they would be, breakdown options. You want to look at those, and maybe some more based on whatever business you have. You'll see them in there when you get in there yourself. You want to be aware that what you're looking for when you're looking at the breakdown is are there any places that Facebook may be showing your ads that may be skewing your metrics, or are there any places where you should be focusing your ads that can improve your results? Okay, so you want to be aware of that optimization there. I don't want to call it like a glitch, but it's just it's a I guess a side effect of letting Facebook optimize, is that your segments, Facebook might only show the certain segments. Okay, so let's start these reports. Let me bring over this ads manager. Somebody said, can we save this video? These videos are saved. If you go to the top of the group, anytime you go to the top of the group here in the 90-day challenge group, you should see the pinned post that, let me pull this over here. Okay, you should see the pinned post that has all of the past daily live webinars. So we're on day 42, so there should be, actually last I looked, it was only up to day 40. So yesterday's and today's should be put up there pretty soon. So you'll always have access to this if you have it right. If you're watching it right now and you're afraid you're going to forget it all, well, it's always going to be there. So I guess don't worry. So I have this ads account open, and I went to the lifetime of it, and there really isn't much information here. I guess I only ran a few campaigns on this one, but I guess it's enough to give us a look at what it is we're looking for, and then setting up some reports. So the reports section that I'm talking about, there's a few different ways you could set up reports in Facebook, in Ads Managers or Ads Manager. You could do saved reports up here, save a new report. I don't do that. And the reason why is I just like things to be simple for me. And I come to my normal Ads Manager. That means I could just come to my Ads Manager and I click the columns, the column layouts that I have, right? I'll just pick the different one. Okay, now I want to look at performance, or I just want to look at my video engagement, or I just want to look at my carousel ad engagement, right? So this is what I use as my columns. I keep the same dashboard report, and I switch my columns, and I edit my columns. So on the slides over here, 4 helpful reports that we're going to make. We're going to make primary, links, add to carts, and purchase. We're going to make four different reports. What I'm referring to is the column layouts. Okay. When I was talking about the breakdown, the age, gender, platform, device, country, and region, when I'm talking about this stuff, I am referring to this right here. Okay, so we have age, gender. You can look at a mixture of them, and there's even more stuff you could look at. You could look at actions, time, different things. I don't really pay attention to that until you're really scaling. Then you could look at, okay, well, now my conversions are all happening in the morning. Let me just focus my money on in the morning, right? Or all my conversions are coming in the evening. Let me just focus on the evening, right? You care about that type of stuff later on, but in the beginning, you just care about basic information. Who's converting? How can you just get some profitable sales, right? Okay, so delivery is what we care about in the breakdown section. That's everything that I have on the list is in the delivery section. So if you didn't know what I was talking about in the slides back here, if you didn't know, what are you talking about? Where do I even see this? Okay, well, that's where you see it. You see it in the breakdown. Okay, and then all of the other numbers, the clicks and click-through rates and costs and all of that, that's what these columns are. And that's what we're going to set up in here for the ability to see those columns and to see the numbers that we care about that are associated with those columns. Okay? Make sense? Yep, watch me build, Bobby. I don't know if you were part of that program. It was a while back. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I wasn't refreshed the wrong page. I wanted to refresh the comments page. I have another window open over here. I'm watching the comments, making sure everything's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. The first one I had was primary. Let's go ahead and set that one up. I want to make sure I have, primary links, add to carts and purchase. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. The way you do it is you come over here and you click customize columns, and it brings up this window that allows you to check all of the columns that you want. You know, you just find the item that you want, and then you just check it, uncheck the ones you don't want. Or you could just X out the ones you don't want over here on the right. Or you could also drag them around to the right order that you want. Okay? Make sense? So what I do, just to get started, we'll just X everything out of here. Get rid of all of them. And that way I could show you how to get started. So the first one we're going to do is primary. First one we're going to have is primary. And so what we want for primary is we're going to want all of the information that's in all of the other tabs. And so what I like is, well, there's a few that I like up front. I like delivery, and I like reach right up front. And I also like results. So depending on what if you're going for page post engagements, your results will be your page post engagements. If you're going for purchases, your results will be purchases, right? So I like those to be right up front. Campaign name could stay up there, and I like delivery so that I could see what ads are on. I like reach so I could see how many people are actually seeing the ads, and then I have results, which tell me a quick look at whatever the results I'm looking that I'm objective, or that I have my objective as, gives me those results. So those are the three I like to have up front. And then the other one, spent is the other one, the fourth one, amount spent. Okay, and I just do the amount spent one because that way I could look at when I change my date range over here, I can have lifetime, and it'll tell me how much I spent in a lifetime, and I can change it today, and I can know how much I spent in a day. Right, so I just do the total amount spent. You could also add in amount spent today. That way, if you do a lifetime, you could also see how much you spent today. I've never had to compare them, so I don't. So I got delivery, reach, amount spent, and results. And then I like to do my, let's see, clicks. So actually, yeah, clicks. So clicks all is the one that I like next. And then I like to do my CTR for my clicks all. My click-through rate for my clicks all. And then I like to do my CPC, which is my cost per click for clicks all. And I'll have those right up front. So I got my clicks, my click-through rate, and then my cost per click. Okay? And then I do the same thing for add to cart. Let's see. Okay. So I get my website add to carts, my cost per add to cart. Now you can't do the cart rate, but you can do the cart value. So that's the one I do for cart. So add to cart conversion value. So now we know how much money they're adding to cart, right? If we have a product that's $17.99 and if they add them to cart 3 times, we'll add up that $17.99 3 times, and you'll see the value, right? The overall value. So clicks, then you do add to carts next, cost per add to carts, and then add to cart value. Then we're going to do the same thing for purchase. Website purchase, cost per website purchase, and website purchase value. Again, reorganize them. Let's see, where's my purchase at? It's at the end. Website purchases, cost per website purchase, and website purchase value. Okay. And that is, let's see, am I forgetting anything? I'm doing this off the head. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I don't care about my CPM. I don't care about my relevant score. I don't care about impressions. I'm caring about reach. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'll save that one as my primary. So you hit down here, save as preset, and I'll call that my primary. Right? So now you save it and click apply. Now somebody asked if you do it once, is it default? You can click right here and set as default. Right? Did you guys see that? So you click right there after you set it and you have it checked, then you set it as default. Okay? So yeah, once you do it, it's set as default. Now, that's my primary. Now I see all the information that I want to see. I have, everything that I need here. Really, really good. So now what I do is I make the smaller ones. I make my link click report or column setup and my add to cart one and my purchase one. And now the reason why I do that, as I said earlier, I do this for mobile reasons, so I can look at it on mobile. And when you're looking at it on mobile, everything over here from about right here, from results on over to the right, won't be visible, or somewhere around here, somewhere within the first 4 columns, it won't be visible. And you can't scroll right on it. And so you only get to see the first few columns. And so, like I said, I like to set up the information so I can see quickly that information right here in the first few columns when I'm on mobile. That way I could see it. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Either way, you could set them up either. If you're not using mobile reporting, then you don't need the other 3, but you can set them up anyways. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter because you have all the primary. If you're on desktop all the time, then you have everything right here, right? It's all the same. Okay? But it might help for like comparing days, because in here you could compare a few different days and stuff like that. So, totally up to you. Again, this is just kind of like a baseline training. This is what I think you should be having. At least have this primary one. So what I do is I will go to, so customize columns. Now I have my primary one. So now let me make my, my link one. So what I do is I'll go down here and just get rid of some of these other ones. All these other ones at the end. And I just leave this just like this. But I'll actually move these ones down to the end. Keep the information, but move it to the end. And then I'll call this my links. No, actually this is clicks. Oh, you know what I forgot, you guys? I did forget something on the primary one. I'll come back to it. I totally messed up. Let me cancel this and back up real quick. So on the primary one, I totally forgot. I have my clicks on here, but I don't have my link clicks on here. See, I went from clicks to website to add to carts. So we need our link clicks in here. Sorry about that. So link clicks, and then click-through rate for link click, and then we want cost per link click. Okay, and we're going to put that between clicks and website carts. So link clicks, cost per link click, and click-through rate. All right, now save as pre-default, or save as preset, and then primary, and then apply. Are you sure you want to replace this? Yes. Okay, so now I have the information I need. Okay, so now let's go back in there and do this one, customize columns, and now let's set up our links. Remember, we had the primary, we had the link click, we had the add to cart, and we had the purchase. Okay, and then now I'll call this one links. I was starting to do a clicks one a little bit ago. We're doing links. So link clicks, cost per link click, click-through rate for links, and then the other delivery amount spent and reach. Cool. So apply, got that one saved. Do the same thing for add to carts, right? The same information that we had a minute ago for add to carts. We just add them back in. Just those 3, right? And then rearrange them. Pretty easy stuff, right? I mean, it's all drag and drop. You don't even have to know what you're doing right here. Just follow me, follow the video, right? It's not our cards. Add the cards. Add the cards. Apply. Right. Yep. And then the next one would be purchase. Okay. And then now I have my 4 primary ports, and I had an extra one already there, so let's go ahead and get rid of that one. So those are the 4 that you need. Primary, which you can make your default by clicking Set as Default, and then you want your links, your Add to Carts, and your purchases, because that gives you the information that you need according to this slides that we just went over. That's the information you need, right? You want to pay attention to step 1. You want to pay attention to your clicks, right? And then on step 2, you want to pay attention to your Add to Carts, and then on step 3, you want to pay attention to your sales. Okay, so now we got those set up. Let's just spend a few minutes now actually looking at reporting. Now, I'm not going to give you, somebody asked if I could give go through to show how to get to your creative from here. You just go to your ads and click on the checkbox and then hit preview right here. That's how you get to your creative. Okay, but I'm not going to answer those questions right now. We just want to stick to reporting. We're not going to stick to the overall dashboard, how to move around Ads Manager. We're just going to stick to the reporting, and that's what you need to know is those 4 column setups and then breakdown. And that's really what you're going to mess with. You could also use the search and the filters when you're looking at your reporting, and you could also use your date ranges up here when you're looking at reporting. So I like to, so you could, the 2 that I look at or that I use in the filters are, I'll either check it and I'll click filter by selection. So maybe I'll check like 5 different campaigns and I'll click filter by selection, or I'll not have them checked and I'll just want to look at the ones that are active and I'll go by delivery and I'll look at active, just look at my active campaigns. If I have a product, say I want to look at, let's see, right here we have this caffeine campaigns. They had a bunch of campaigns. They had hundreds of campaigns in here, and I just want to look at my caffeine ones. Then I would use the search, and I would search for just the campaign or the word caffeine to show me all the campaigns that I want. And then I could use my reporting tabs right here to figure out the metrics and figure out if my campaigns are good or not. Okay, so let's go to primary because that gives us all the information that we need. And then I kind of want to pull this slide up and kind of go over some of the stuff that we're looking for. So remember, we want to look at, well, actually, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's look at the differences between clicks, link clicks, and clicks, right? So right here we have this is a shirt that our clicks the click-through rate is 5.58%. The click-through rate for the links is not even a whole percent. It's 0.28%, right? It's way down there. Now, notice that this is a page post engagement ad, right? Now, you still want higher clicks. However, you will notice sometimes you could go a lot lower on page post engagement. But the most important thing is look at the big difference here. Page post engagement is going to be optimizing for engagement, right, rather than link clicks. That's important. Versus, let's see if we have, that's an album, so that's page post engagement. Do I have any? Do I really not have any purchase ads in this one? Okay, this one's add to cart. This is a conversion ad, and this is a link ad. So when you go to, remember, you go to your, I should have it here, results. If you look at your results, it'll tell you what your campaign is. So this one says these are all page post engagements, and then this is add to carts, link clicks, and page post engagements. Okay, so notice this one. So this one has a 2.81%. It's a conversion ad. right? It's add to carts. It has a 2.81 for all click-through rate, but it has a 1.49 for the click-through rate link. You notice how close they are together versus 0.28 compared to 5.58, right? This one is a page post engagement as well. Look at this, 5.3 compared to 0.2. This one is a, well, it's page post engagement, says it here. So it's got 9 versus 0.19. This is a add to cart, so it's a conversion. It's 0.2 versus 1.49, right? Big difference. You're going to get way more interactions and clicks than you are link clicks, especially if you're going for page post engagement. And that's important to know when you're looking at your metrics. You might be like, oh, heck yeah, I'm getting a 5.58 click-through rate, right? Well, yeah, but look at your link click-through rate, right? Like that could be garbage, right? There's no way of knowing without knowing this campaign. I don't remember this campaign, but obviously I turned it off and didn't make any money from it. I don't think it says no sales after $120 spent, so that's garbage, right? Even though I had a really good click-through rate, it's above a 4 on a page post engagement. Click all, which is exactly what I said over here. Remember I said back here, for a page post engagement, you typically want for your click-through rate all, you typically want it above a 4. And that's what we have for our page post engagements, which are these ones right here, and then this bottom one. We have a 5, a 9, and nothing. This one must not have ran. But they're all above a 4. Whereas the link clicks, let's go back to this, or the conversion ads, the add to cart, we only have one of them. I said to have it above a 2, and see this one's 2.8. So it's still right above it, right? So that's for your clicks all. And then for the link clicks, you want to typically have it at a 1.5 or above. Now, these ones are extremely low, and I guess I was getting some add to carts on these ones. These ones are expensive, $17 conversions on this one, but none of these campaigns were profitable for me. My link clicks were too low. People were liking this stuff. They were engaging with it, but they weren't really buying it. Okay, so like even on this one down here, that is an add to cart conversion objective campaign, right? It has a cost per click of a link click of $1. Remember I said $1 is too much, right? It barely has the 1.49. I said it needs a 1.5, right? We need a 1.5 or better, and it didn't have it at a 1.49. So according to what we went over in these slides, these campaigns aren't really that good. They do have numbers that are better than what we said as far as the click-through rate on the engagement side of things, but on the click side, the link click side, they're pretty low. We want higher. This one down here, the link click ad, it actually had a higher link click rate than the one above it. Probably two different campaigns. I'm not even sure what they are. But the cost was higher, right? So that's what I mean, guys. Like, these are baseline numbers. You just want to look at them and see if your numbers are close to what we talked about in these. You want them at least that or better, right? So 1.5, you could see that a 1.49 isn't going to cut it on this one, right? So let's look at the ones that we actually have conversions on. This one was a $17 conversion, has $17 conversions, and this one has $37 conversions. Let's just go ahead and check those real quick and see what we could discover about those. So remember, you check the ones that you want. You can filter and hit filter by selected. And now let's look at some of the breakdown. Right? Remember we talked about the breakdown. The breakdown over here is age, gender, platform, device, country, region. Right now, these ones we're getting conversions on. Right? According to our slides, we were supposed to look at the link clicks and the cost per clicks, and they weren't all that great. And so we wanted to look at add to carts, but we weren't really getting add to carts, and so we just looked at some of them that had conversions. Let's just look at the ones that have conversions and see. I don't know what the products were. I know we didn't have 2 times. I know we didn't make this rule. I know we weren't making sales within 2 times the profit margin because it was a cheap necklace, I think, or whatever it was. It was really, really cheap. But that's what we're doing. So let's go to it. $17 a conversion for one of them, and $37 for the other one. So I don't think that I'm getting these. Let's see, if it was 2 times the profit margin, that means it'd be like $8, something like that. It would be your profit margin. And this is a necklace, and our profit margin was like $3 on that or something like that. So it was way over than what we should be spending. Same thing for this one. I don't remember what it was, but it was way over what we should be spending. $2, two conversions at $37 a conversion. What you want to do now is find out, okay, we're getting conversions. Is there something there? Is there information here? Are people buying that I should be focusing more on? And that's where I look at my breakdown. Now, for these ones, I might have been going after certain age ranges. Looks like 18 to 65 and older for this campaign, and 18 to 65 and older on this campaign as well. So let's look at where the conversions are coming at. Look at this right here. This is a good information to know. This is a perfect example of why you look at this. Am I understanding it right? It looks like I'm understanding it right. Yeah. So this is a perfect example of why you want to be paying attention to your campaigns. Look right here, ages 18 to 24. It costs $22 to get a conversion. Whereas down here, ages 35 to 44, it costs $3.54 to get a conversion. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't know why it's like that. But it's a perfect example of why you need to be doing this, why you need to be looking at this breakdown. Like, you guys could take this campaign. I'm actually going to go. We'll show you what this one is. I'll show you what it is. You guys can try to sell it yourself. Preview. It's a caffeine. We were going after, the store was Atomic Dollar Deals. It was a chemistry store, and we were selling the chemistry, the molecular makeup, or design, I guess, or structure of caffeine. Right. So the targeting was people who are into like science and physics and things like that, or maybe I went after the periodical table of elements or something like that, and then crossed it with people who went to Starbucks and those types of places, latte and Loveler lattes and things like that, right? So you guys could take this, go find this on AliExpress, put it on your stores, take that targeting that I just told you, put it on your stores, and go after the age range up here that looked like they were converting. Where's that? We need to go back to the campaigns. At the age range of 35 to 44. Just go after that age range. Okay? Hopefully you'll get some sales off of it. I don't know. But you could see why that matters, right? So remember what I was showing you on this slide back here? Do you guys see that? Does that make sense? You guys, do you guys see why you would do the breakdown and go to look at your reporting and how you could find helpful information just by what I just showed you right there? Because I didn't plan this. I didn't even know what ads I had in this ads account. I was hoping I had enough to even go over. And we only had 6, so I didn't think we'd get anything good out of this. But we found that that's like a golden nugget right there. That's this right here. That's Facebook only showing to a certain segment of people. It's showing your ads to a certain amount of people. Now let's go find out why. We could probably find out why. This campaign is a PPE ad. It's a page post engagement ad. Now watch what happens. I remember that. This is coming back to me now. I remember going over this in the group. Watch what's happening. We are going for page post engagement. And Facebook is somehow finding that it's going to get the most engagements in this age range right here, 18 to 34. So Facebook is spending money in that age range. What did it spend over there? If we go back to the spent, it spent between ages 18 to 24, it spent $68. And ages 25 to 34, it spent $25. And age range 35 to 44, it spent $7. Right? That's some powerful stuff right there. If you guys aren't seeing the importance of that right there, then you need to watch this video over several times. Okay. I'm going to explain it to you one more time and hopefully you'll get it. I was targeting ages 18 to 65, but I was optimizing for page post engagement. Because I'm optimizing for page post engagement, Facebook's finding, for some reason, it's finding that 18 to 34 is where it wants to spend my money. And so that's what it optimizes for, leaving out the people up here in ages 35. I mean, this is caffeine molecule stuff. Like, these are probably going to be college students. These are going to be like the professors, the teachers, and at the universities or whatever, or colleges, right, or high schools or whatever. right? So they're going to be older age ranges. Well, the high school kids and the college kids that are studying science and things like that, they're going to be clicking like, and they're not going to be buying it, right? So it makes sense. Just looking at it, it makes sense exactly what's happening here, that Facebook just showed it to the younger crowd and didn't even really try to show it to the older crowd. With that said, I want to make it very, very clear that if you were to split, so my next step would be to make a separate campaign or a separate ad set that only focuses on these individual age ranges. So I'll leave out the other age ranges. So that way I'm forcing Facebook to show my campaign to only that only to that age range, right? So it will leave off the other ones. Okay, does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so that's the importance of looking at the breakdown, because you can find out information that you didn't know. Okay, also a thing to realize is that it really didn't show it. Let's go back to the reach. Yeah, it didn't really show it to that many people up here, so you don't know if the cost is going to stay that cheap, right? Once it starts to get into, once it's shown it to 14,000 people like up here, maybe you only get, maybe the conversions don't stay as well, don't stay as good, right? So, that I will make note of that, but the important thing is that we found something that we could go after. Now I could change my whole campaign and I have hope here. This is a hopeful campaign, right? You guys could let us know. Okay. Same thing for this one. This campaign, I find out that both of my conversions were for the ages of 18 to 24. Everybody else added in the cart, but the people that are purchasing whatever this product is was between the ages of 18 and 24. So let's actually look what this was. Same necklace or similar necklace. Might not be the same one. We had a few of them like this. Chem lovers. Yeah, see this? Oh, okay. Yeah. This was a completely different one. We were going after the young female crowd with this one, and they would get. I think these were just a bunch of deals. They were $1 deals or something like that, right? So the younger crowd was coming up or was buying this one because, like, you could see this is a pencil pouch or a makeup pouch, right? It says, excuse my language, it says "fuck bitches get money" in what are they called? Element format, or I don't know what it'd be. But I went to school for this stuff too. So that's a college crowd. It could be a makeup bag, it could be a makeup brush bag or a pencil bag or something like that. So it's like that younger crowd, going after that younger crowd. So it makes sense that this one would be, that Facebook would be showing it to the, let's go back to the campaign level, that Facebook would be showing it to, or the buyers would be in the younger crowd right here. But you could see, let's see what the spend is elsewhere. So the two conversions were at the top, 18 to 24, which spent $15, but then they're out of, let's see, 20, 12, let's see, $40, $50, $55, 60, like 55, 60 bucks, right? Spent, that didn't get any conversions versus $15, $16 got two conversions, right? I wouldn't have known that had I not went to breakdown and looked at age. Okay? Right? Makes sense, you guys, right? So clicks, you guys are, we could also look at clicks on this one. Well, let's look at some of the, we're not gonna look at some of the others, any of the other stuff. Just be aware that it's there. I'm not targeting different countries or anything like that. Or I don't even know if gender. Yeah, I think I was targeting, I must have been targeting females on this one, and then I don't know why it's showing a male there, but whatever. You could click around on some of these other ones to figure out, maybe you could figure out, if I had Instagram going on here, it would show me, maybe Instagram was where conversions were at, or maybe you could look at devices, find out, maybe it's desktop where the conversions are at. Look at that, actually, iPhone is actually where the conversions are at. Over here, let's see, so it's 8 conversions at $32, that's $4 conversion, yeah. So iPhone has really inexpensive conversions. So, you can find that out with this. Now, that's not always the case. There's a lot of times where Android's going to have the cheapest conversions. So, you don't know that except by going off of your reporting, right? Looking at your breakdown. Okay? Does that make sense, you guys? You guys, I hope that you followed all of that. I hope that, if that didn't make sense, from the very beginning. I hope that it made more sense by the end. If it didn't make sense by the end, I hope that by the second time watching this through, it'll make more sense. And that by the third time, or maybe even by, a week into actually looking at your reporting, it makes more sense. That's, again, I'm going to stress that. That's what's most important, is that you actually get in and start looking at this stuff yourself. Okay, I just wanted to make you aware of the most important stuff, knowing the difference between the different types of clicks and the costs and the rates between them, and then the different types of conversions, the numbers you should be looking at, and how to look at the breakdown. Just be aware of this stuff, and then just start getting familiar with it inside of your own ads managers. Okay? Make sense, you guys? Mike, you asked why does Android or iPhone matter? Believe it or not, it makes a big difference. Honestly, it's a whole different persona. A lot of people that have iPhones are like myself. We're convenience type people. We like things that we'll spend more for convenience. People on Android would rather have the ability to have more flexibility and manipulate their phone, do things more on their phone, which creates a personality of you want. Well, it's just a completely different personality. Same thing for a desktop. You're going to get people that are not on mobile phones, that are only on desktops. Like, that's a completely different personality than the people that are always on mobile phones, and never have never on their desktop. Yeah, it does come down to the money, that people have iPhones have money, kind of, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. So let's see, is there any other questions in here? How many days did you run that campaign? You know what? I have no clue. I think we only ran them for a couple, I don't know. It's probably like $5 or $10 a day and $120, so maybe a week or two between the two campaigns. Duplicate or go new. Depends on what you're doing. Well, almost always duplicate. Yeah, almost always duplicate. Go new, if I'm doing something new, like new targeting or a new objective or a new ad copy or something like that. Okay, cool. All right, so that's it. I'm going to end it today, you guys. Thank you guys for joining for this webinar, giving me somebody to talk to. It'd get awfully boring if I was talking to myself, although I do find myself doing that at times. It's never fun. So you guys take care. Have a good day, a good rest of your day, and jump into the reporting. Make sure you watch this over and over and over. And somebody take those campaigns. Somebody take that coffee campaign, the coffee molecule one, and run with it. Take care.